Hey, what's up everybody? It's me, Jordan, and I'm back with another inking video. These inking videos are a preview of some of the drawings that I'm working on and that I'll be colouring as soon as I can. Sorry it's not the whole process. I try and keep these videos short and sweet because I think too much inking just gets boring and I don't like recording the whole process. I've talked about that before in other videos, you kind of know why. With that being said, let's get on with the video. That's my new intro music. In this video, I'm doing something a bit different because I'm actually drawing an original character for a change. This is something we've never seen before. I started this inking last year, like a really long time ago, and I actually did this line work originally for the 3 marker challenge, which I was going to do, and I ended up doing something different because I kind of realized that would just be so stupid using this for a 3 marker challenge, because obviously there's quite a bit of detail in this, and it would have just been a waste of the line work to use it in a 3 marker challenge. You're always limited in that challenge, so your drawing's not going to turn out as good as it could if you used as many colours as you needed instead of just 3. I just thought I'll colour it normally and I'll try and do a good job with it. So I finished this line work ages ago, like I said. I haven't started colouring it yet, but I've really got to get around to doing that. I think that could be pretty cool. I definitely want to do more original stuff moving forward because I know I'm probably going to cop more flack. Is that how you say it? Cop more flack? I think so. For doing fan arts and that kind of thing because I use reference, so people just say I'm copying, which I kind of am, honestly. I try and change it up a bit, but at the end of the day, it's still kind of copying, so I know I'm going to cop it for that, so I'm going to try and do some more original stuff. I've got more original stuff planned as well. I'm still going to do fan arts because I have fun doing it, so I don't really care if not everyone agrees with that. One thing that becomes very clear when it comes to YouTube and just life in general is that you can't please everyone. There's always going to be some people wanting something different from what you're doing and people criticizing what you are doing. So you just have to find what works for you and what you get enjoyment from. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not worrying if people don't like what I'm doing. It doesn't really bother me. I'm a big boy now. I don't need to cry myself to sleep when I get mean comments anymore. I've moved past that. So let's move on to the actual drawing. This is kind of getting really somber and a little bit weird. So I'll try and explain a little bit about what's going on and what my kind of ideas for this character were. I was just pretty much sketching around. I wasn't too sure on what I wanted to do, but I kind of decided to turn her into like this elf chick. I don't really know why. She just kind of had that look. She kind of had the big eyes, and then I thought, oh, well, I'll give her the elf ears. But she's kind of got a futuristic look as well. Like her clothing is a little bit weird, and kind of some inspiration for that. Well, it was in my head when I was doing it. I wasn't actually looking at reference for it. I don't know if you guys have seen Star Ocean. It's like a video game series. I haven't really played much of it, but I've seen the characters and I've played a little bit of the games. And it just kind of looked like that to me, like it was a futuristic kind of fantasy elements, or maybe something from like Final Fantasy, I don't know. But just something like that was in my head when I was drawing this. I also decided to do a rose in her hair because I always like adding something in their hair for some reason because I think it adds more detail and makes it look more interesting. Just because sometimes it can look bland when there's nothing. I don't know, maybe I just don't draw hair very well, so it always ends up looking boring and I'm like, hey, I'll add a rose or I'll add a bow or something in her hair. I don't know, but I kind of went with that and I thought it kind of looked cool. I've got another drawing I'm working on. I've just done the sketch for it, so I've still got to ink it. But it's kind of a similar style to this. It's another elf kind of girl, but different. She's more kind of tribal looking. She's got some tattoos and stuff on the face. So it could be kind of cool drawing some different characters that kind of fit in the same universe, but maybe come from different parts of the world or something. I don't really know. I just draw whatever's in my head and hopefully it turns out cool, and if it doesn't, hopefully I'll learn something from it and improve it in the next drawing. I've still got lots of things I need to improve and work on with my art, and I think it can be really easy to be overly critical of your own work. I've had a couple of people message me about this, kind of saying, how do you appreciate your own artwork? You know, everyone else says my work is really good, but I still feel like my work's terrible. I could talk about this for a long time, but I'm going to keep it short because we're nearly at the end of this video. But I think it just comes down to perspective. If you're heading in the right direction and that you see you're improving and you're working towards that, you should just be proud of yourself anyway for pushing yourself to always keep improving. You might not be where you want to be at the moment, but you're always going to want to be getting better. So you're always going to be a little bit critical of your work, and that's just the way it is and the way it should be, because I'd rather be like that than be one of those people who thinks their work is really good and everyone kind of knows that it isn't. You definitely don't want to be that person. It's way better to be critical of your own work, and that's going to help you strive to be better and be the best artist you can be. You'll eventually kind of come to terms with there's no such thing as being perfect, and your artwork can always improve, and that there is always going to be someone who's better at something than you. But you can still be proud of your own work and realize that there are things that can be improved at the same time. There's just a balance. Anyway guys, I've rambled on for way too long. That is the end of this video. If you want to keep up to date with my drawings and see progress photos of my work, check me out on Instagram. I post lots of stuff there. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated. And like always, I'll catch you guys next week in next week's drawing video. I don't really know, I watch a lot of horror films. I really like horror films, even though most of them are pretty terrible. There's just something that I find satisfying about watching that stuff. I think I'm a bit disturbed. So in this video, I'm probably just going to talk a little bit about the process and I'll give some tips, and then I'll probably